Parliament erupted as Prime Minister Mark Carney returned from his UK trip and went head-to-head with opposition leader Pierre Poilievre. Poilievre unleashed his usual barrage of warnings about collapse and crisis, but Carney stood firm, pushing back with confidence and reminding Canadians that leadership is about solutions, not slogans. Armed with facts, he defended Canada's economic strength and highlighted real actions being taken to make life more affordable. This wasn't just a debate, it was a moment that revealed a sharp contrast between endless criticism and concrete leadership.
Mr. Speaker, once again it's time for a little fiscal lesson for the Leader of the Opposition.
After the Prime Minister broke his promise to, quote, negotiate a win with the Americans by July 21st, lumber tariffs have more than doubled, and job losses are piling up. Cap Paper is potentially laying off 300 workers in Northern Ontario. That's on top of 800 workers who are losing their jobs at Imperial Oil. TransCanada and Enbridge are building more in the United States as their headquarters move south after the Prime Minister broke his promise to build, baby, build. Doesn't the Prime Minister realize that when he doesn't do his job, Canadians lose theirs?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, our sympathies are with the families of the workers at Imperial Oil. Our actions are with the workers and the management of Cap Paper, who are having meetings with the Minister of Industry, a variety of other government officials today to work. Our support is foursquare behind Algoma Steel, with $400 million between the federal government and the province of Ontario to build Canada strong.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Since he took office, 86,000 more Canadians are unemployed, and we have the second highest unemployment in the G7. This is all the result of out-of-control government spending and taxes. Every dollar the Prime Minister spends comes out of the pockets of Canadians, and now the Parliamentary Budget Officer rates his deficits as, quote, very alarming, stupefying, shocking, unsustainable. If you don't change, this is done. Something is going to break. We are at the edge of a cliff. Those are the words of the Parliamentary Budget Officer. When will he stop his out-of-control spending? When he's over the edge of the cliff?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, there's a little thing called cause and effect. And the cause that the Leader of the Opposition is missing is the U.S. tariffs. The U.S. tariffs that are hitting steel, the U.S. tariffs that are hitting lumber, the U.S. tariffs that are hitting our auto sector. That's why we need to build this country strong. That's why we're getting spending under control. That's why we're going to spend less to invest more. I believe in this country, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Spend less? Deficit spending is up almost 100% since this Prime Minister took office. And as for investment, it has fallen. In fact, $50 billion of net investment has left since he took office, and yet he repeats the same promises the Liberals have been making for a decade. They said their deficits would lead to more investment. Since they took office, investment is down by 10%, the worst investment record in the G7. In fact, with $600 billion more debt under this government, investment has fallen. How much more debt would they have to add on the backs of Canadians to reverse this disastrous result?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, once again, it's time for a little fiscal lesson for the Leader of the Opposition. Strongest credit rating in the world, AAA, S&P, and Moody's. Lowest deficit in the G7, lowest debt level in the G7, lowest net debt to GDP in the G7. Biggest potential in the G7. This side of the House believes in Canada. Come here.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I know that sometimes it gets heated in this place, and recently I said that this Prime Minister was just as irresponsible with money as Justin Trudeau, and I now realize that that was unfair to Justin Trudeau. In reality, he has increased the deficit by almost 70% above what Justin Trudeau left behind. And now the Parliamentary Budget Officer describes This Prime Minister's deficit's as alarming, stupefying, unstable, unsustainable. If you don't change, this is done, and something is going to break. How is it even possible for this Prime Minister to be more fiscally incompetent than the drama teacher?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
But he believes you. I can't imagine, Mr. Speaker, I can't imagine why it gets heated in the House with language like that.
Yeah, exactly.
The former Prime Minister. This government is conducting a comprehensive spending review. This government is building houses. This government is building projects in the national interest. This government is building Canada strong. Come join us.
Well done.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, coming from a real economic expert, the Parliamentary Budget Officer has said that this Prime Minister's deficits are alarming, stupefying, shocking, and unsustainable. If nothing changes, something is going to break. Canada isn't over the cliff yet, but it's looking right over the edge. Mr. Speaker, every dollar being spent by this Prime Minister is coming out of Canadians' pockets. Will he finally recognize that Canadians can no longer pay the price for his incompetence? The Right Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, Canada has the strongest economic record in the G7. We also have some of the lowest long-term interest rates in the G7, lower even than the American rate. On this side of the House, we have a great deal of ambition. We will continue to build Canada strong.
Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister promised the Canadians would be able to judge him by their experience at the grocery store. Well, that experience is what is now being called struggle meals, where Canadians are now sharing tips on how they can scrounge together meals that are often of lower nutritional value because that's all they can afford. Food price inflation has accelerated to almost double the Bank of Canada's target, rising 50% faster in Canada than in the United States since this Prime Minister took office, promising the reverse. Will he finally axe the Liberal taxes on groceries so that Canadians can afford to eat?
Hear, hear, hear. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Monsieur le Président, il n'y a pas...
Mr. Speaker, there is no GST on groceries.
Number two, we cut the carbon tax. There's no carbon tax. There's no carbon tax on farms. There's no carbon tax on grocery stores. There is no carbon tax. No, there's not. On anything under 50 kilotons. Monsieur le Président, but we see the big picture. We know that real wages have been growing every single month since I became Prime Minister.
Well done.
What this fiery exchange made clear was the stark difference between the two men. Pierre Poilievre thrives on outrage, painting a picture of doom but offering no plan to fix it. He warns of cliffs and collapse, yet when pressed for answers, delivers nothing but recycled talking points and political theatre. Mark Carney, by contrast, is focused on action. He's steering investment back into Canadian industries, securing jobs, building homes, and ensuring Canada's fiscal credibility remains the strongest in the G7, a AAA credit rating, the lowest debt-to-GDP ratio among major economies, and rising wages are not speeding up, they are proof that progress is being made. Carney's message is simple: Canada is not broken, it is being built stronger, more resilient, and better prepared for the future. While Poilievre continues to criticize, Carney continues to deliver, and that contrast is exactly what Canadians saw in this debate: a Prime Minister shaping solutions versus an opposition leader stuck in a cycle of negativity. For Canadians, the choice is becoming clearer: move forward with leadership grounded in results, or backward into politics built only on outrage. Here on Canada Today, we'll be following every step of this battle for the country's direction. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe to Canada Today for more sharp analysis, storytelling, and updates on the moments shaping Canada's future.